Hello friends, my name is Theo, and today in this exciting Meissner Media tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to create a sort of surreal cross-processy type look inside of Davinci Resolve. This would be like really cool for like Alice in Wonderlandy type stuff, really like surreal, weird stuff. You know, if you've watched, more of my tutorials, I really like this sort of weird, extreme, if you're color grading people, then I'm sure you also appreciate all the weird kind of grades out there more than the average person. So without further ado, let's hop into Davinci Resolve and get started. We're going to be working on this second clip in here. This is just a super basic landscape, about as boring as it'll get, especially with really flat footage. So what are we going to do to spice this up? The first thing we're going to do is just kind of get this to a normal like gradable level. So I'm just going to bump the saturation way up. I'm going to contrast it up just a smidgen, make it nice and bright, make it look more like it was when I was actually shooting it. And now the next part we'll do in another node. And for here, we're going to do a typical like cross-process type look. And the way you do this is just go inside your curves. And what you do is we'll open up these real big so you can see. You kind of create these funny little S curves on your red. You see what that's doing there? That's really neat. And you do the same thing on your green. But then with your blue, you do the opposite. You push it up like that and bring this part down. And now you see you get this really weird, like you can see Alice in Wonderlandy type stuff, which is really cool. But then, since like this already, you're not going to tell anyone this is like photoreal looking, it's really fun, especially for content without skin tones like this, to just move your hue and get it to something really interesting. So here you see it looks like it looks like a bunch of little broccoli like in space, and it's really neat. What you'll do after that is to kind of, what I do to sort of vibe it up a little bit is I will just do like a bunch of secondaries here to just kind of like paint with light almost. Hit Alt-S to add a serial node and hit Alt-P to make a parallel node outside of that. And I like to do all my kind of power window-y type stuff in these parallel windows, just because then all the processing is happening at the same time and it makes a lot of sense to me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just add this kind of graduated filter, and we're just going to contrast up this sky like crazy, make it super dark, slam our lift down and our gamma down a bunch, and then bring our gain way up. Not that much. I was kidding when I said way up. Just make it like really crazy looking. The next thing we'll do is we'll just go down here and we'll say that we want like this part to be a little bit highlighted. So just add a circle window, and you see, since these are in parallel, the processing is happening at the same time. So imagine it's all like kind of one node being done together. So you don't have to worry as much about like kind of weird, I guess signal flow would be a good analogy, issues. So we just kind of like add some interest here. And we'll like bump up the gamma, and we'll bring down the lift, and we'll bump up the gain. Just kind of make it a little more interesting. And then finally, I kind of want to just like blur this whole side of the image out because you're making this really weird. So I'll just right click and add another corrector node. I can just drag this up here. I'll add another input to the parallel node. And in this node, I'm just going to add another secondary. I'll make it a square. Let's kind of pull it off to the side. And Davinci's blurs aren't as good as like After Effects' camera blur if you've got like the Frischluft plugins. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. I think that's how you say it. Or if you want to like go really hardcore and like batch process an image sequence in Photoshop, like those are all way better blurs, but no one's got time for that. So we're just going to use Davinci's blur and just kind of blur that out. Ooh, I actually want to blur both sides. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to select this guy again, go back to our power windows. And now I know you're thinking, Theo, you're just blurring the middle of the image. That's not what you want. And you're right, that's not what I want. When I feather this out again and sort of move these around, you'll see. So right now the middle of the image is blurred, and that's not what I want at all. So just go over to our Windows tab and just hit invert, and boom, it inverts the thing. So now like pretty cool and surreal. I feel like we need to like beefing up the sky some more. So I'll go over to that layer and I'll bring the gamma up some. Nope, that's not doing it. I'll bring the gain up some more. Yeah, that's doing it. I'll bring the saturation up. We just really smash this guy. Not that much. Really weird, kind of like surreal-y look. A lot of fun. And the shadow goes over and does cool things. Yeah. An interesting look for sure. We definitely covered over some, we covered over some topics. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. If you didn't, be sure to give it a dislike. If your feelings are slightly more complicated than that, be sure to tell me down below in the comments, because I always love reading the comments. If you want to see more stuff like this, be sure to subscribe to the Meissner Media YouTube channel. If you want to see even more stuff, be sure to go and check out our social media stuff on Facebook and Twitter. If you want even more stuff, be sure to go to the Meissner Media website at www.meissnermedia.com. Under the Downloads tab, you can find a bunch of power grades and some stock footage and music that I just kind of throw up there as I make it and don't have any use for it. I figure you guys might. If you think any of your friends would enjoy being able to learn how to create a weird, cross-processy, surrealist look inside of DaVinci Resolve, don't hesitate to share this on your various social platforms. Once again, I've been Theo with Meissner Media. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.